second deputy checked on their welfare, checking them for injuries. The two individuals who are in the gray vehicle, the vehicle that was struck, they were transported to Kern Medical. It appears that they have, fortunately, they only have minor to moderate injuries. The driver of the suspect vehicle, which is still here at rest, the red vehicle, when deputies checked on him, they determined that he was deceased inside the vehicle.
And that was on contact, kind of?
Well, at this point, we are not clear as to exactly what caused his death. Certainly that's under investigation. There's some details, some information we can't release at this point because obviously we're in the early stages of this investigation. We do have Bakersfield Police Department on scene. They will be conducting the traffic accident investigation because the traffic accident itself occurred in the city of Bakersfield, so they will be assisting us and working with us in this investigation. We also have the coroner's office on scene. But at this point, we have not determined exactly how the individual died as a result of this accident, so that's something we're still investigating.
Is it common to have a pursuit like that over a code violation?
Well, yeah, every situation is unique. What I can say is, as it relates to this incident, is the deputy attempted to stop the vehicle for a vehicle code violation. The vehicle refused to yield. The deputy initiated a pursuit, and unfortunately, during the pursuit, the suspect vehicle collided with this second vehicle here in the intersection. Again, every situation is unique. Every pursuit is unique. There are instances where we initiate pursuits and then discontinue them depending on the time of day, traffic conditions, the circumstances surrounding why the person's being stopped. But unfortunately, in this situation, as the deputy was pursuing the vehicle here westbound on Ming Avenue, the suspect vehicle entered the intersection. It appears against a red light and struck the gray vehicle as the gray vehicle was entering the intersection.
Have you been able to find anything that would suggest why the red car fled? Not
yet, no, and that's a good question. That's something we're certainly looking into. We have a tentative ID on the driver of the suspect vehicle. That's obviously information we're not releasing at this point. We have to be able to confirm that person's identity before we release that information. But that's certainly something we're going to attempt to determine is what led up to this individual making that decision not to stop and not to yield. There's a lot of unanswered questions at this point, and we do have homicide detectives on scene, so we have initiated an investigation into this individual's death. But again, we don't know at this point what caused his death.
Ray, what was that vehicle code violation that they were stopping?
I'm not certain at this point. I don't have that information other than I was told that he attempted to stop the vehicle after he saw the vehicle violate a vehicle code.
Was it a solo sheriff's cruiser chasing, or?
Initially it was, yes. It was a deputy, a single person patrol unit, a deputy who was operating a single person patrol unit who initially attempted to make the traffic stop. And after the deputy initiated a pursuit, at one point, shortly before the traffic accident here, the collision occurred, a second deputy had joined in the pursuit here in the area, just kind of south of us, I believe in the area of Hughes and Wilson. So there were actually two deputies in the pursuit when the collision occurred. And after the collision occurred, the vehicles came to rest where you see them here. One of the deputies immediately jumped out and checked on the welfare of the two people who are in the gray car. Fortunately, they have minor to moderate injuries. They're going to be okay. The second deputy checked on the welfare of the driver of the suspect vehicle, the red vehicle, and determined that he was deceased inside the vehicle.
Are we aware of any surveillance in any one of these intersections leading up to this?
That I don't know. That may be something we're looking into to see if we can determine whether or not there were any surveillance cameras. Obviously, there are a lot of businesses in the area, and a lot of businesses do now have surveillance cameras, exterior surveillance cameras, so that may be something that we're looking into.
Just to clarify, the homicide investigation angle of this, is that typical for car crashes, or is it just to verify the cause of death?
Every situation is unique. It's not uncommon in critical incidents like this, where we have a vehicle pursuit that results in a person's death, that we We call out detectives because we want to make sure that we get everything right and make a good judgment as to exactly what happened that led up to a person's death. Anytime a person loses their life, obviously it's tragic. And so we want to do everything that we can to make sure that we're certain that we've done everything we can to determine exactly what led up to that person's death and how that person died.
Some witnesses said that the deputies came out to approach the red vehicle with guns drawn. Would that be pretty typical? Is that accurate?
That would not be uncommon in this type of situation. Again, when we have deputies who are involved in pursuits, and they have, you got to understand, a deputy's pursuing a vehicle and has no knowledge of why the person's refusing to stop. Those are dangerous situations. So in these types of situations, it would not be uncommon for a deputy approaching a vehicle like this to draw his or her firearm as they approach the vehicle, if that in fact did occur.
Any estimation how long the intersection is going to be closed off?
We're going to be out here for a while. It's probably going to be several hours. Again, we have the Bakersfield Police Department on scene, and they have traffic accident investigators on scene that are going to be investigating the traffic accident itself. We have detectives on scene, and then we have the coroner's office on scene, deputy coroners who are coroner investigators on scene. So we're going to probably be here for a little while.
Do you know if there were any weapons recovered from the vehicle that crashed?
Well, that's, again, there's information that we're not in a position to release at this point. So that's something that I really I'm not in a position to discuss at this point.
Approximate speed of the chase, high speed, low speed?
I don't know. I do know that during the pursuit, what I was told is that the suspect vehicle did run several stop signs, did violate numerous vehicle codes during the pursuit. It appears at this point.
Drugs or alcohol?
Don't know at this point. Way too too early to tell whether drugs and or alcohol played any part in this incident.
It seems coincidental that it ended up here, but was there any involvement with the mall or anything?
No, it doesn't appear so. It just happened. This is just where the traffic collision unfortunately occurred, is right here in front of the mall, at the main entrance to the mall, Valley Plaza.
We saw a second fire truck and stuff. Do you know what that was all